Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Film Fights. I am your fearless host, Jono Rodriguez. And with me, of course, is my multiple vitamin, destitute regimen, Vita Vija Vegemin, Conrad Hartman. Hello, Conrad. How are you? He is not able to confirm verbally that he is here, but he is nodding. I assure you, he's totally here with me and not with me. Now, we were unable to get our new episode up in time due to things. But in its place, we have our Pancakes episode for you. What are pancakes? Well, you may know them as delicious flat pancake breakfast cakes used to soak up syrup and, the like. And here at Film Fights, they serve the same purpose, except you might still be hungry afterwards. It's also what we call our outtakes. For fun. I don't know. After the huge undertaking of watching and reviewing 40 movies for the month of October for our franchise frenzy, singling out franchises like Hellraiser, Poltergeist, Child's Play, Friday the 13th, you can imagine our records ran pretty long. So how about it, Conrad? Shall we let the lovely spectators in on some of the best japes and jaunts that didn't make it to the final episodes? He's nodding. Again, totally here. Well, enjoy the franchise frenzy Pancakes.
Anyway,
were you talking to the lovely spectators?
I'm always talking to the lovely spectators. I just pretend like I'm talking to you. We actually record this in separate rooms.
We do. I can't see a thing.
Well, I mean, it's in the apartment studio, so it's all one room, but I'm in the area that's the kitchen and he's in the area that's the bathroom, so we're at least 3 feet away from one another.
Well, the only way to do this show is with our backs turned to each other.
That's true.
It's the only way, okay?
That's true.
Because of the way our limbs happen. They come out of our bodies, and it's like if we turned around towards each other, it would be like, oh, if somebody walked by the window and went, oh my God, they look like they're engaging in some sort of ancient ritual where they're having sex frontwards. That's not how that works. You're men. You have to go back to back. Wait, no.
Well, yeah, so I mean, pulling back the curtain a little bit in the apartment studio, the way we have to sit is kind of like that old Alanis Morissette song.
Hand in your pocket.
I've got one hand on the toilet, and the other one is making a fried egg because we're both in the bathroom and the kitchen at the same time.
Well, yeah. I mean, the only way we could brush our teeth is with one brush, and we both have to put our lips together.
That's right. We can only afford the space for one double-sided toothbrush. So we're basically kissing, looking directly into one another's eyes.
And that's expensive, a double-sided toothbrush. And we have to be in unison. We don't have the room to move our arm to brush. We have to shake our heads back and forth. It is not great.
And I know what you're thinking. Well, then why don't you just take turns brushing your teeth? What are you, my dad? Fucking don't tell me how to live my life. We have a system.
We have a system, and it works. Okay, like Jenny Craig. Okay, she actually helped us with this.
She died.
Yep, she died a couple years ago.
See, I just said that to prove Jono doesn't do research. She is probably not dead. Is she real? Is she a person?
Well, she's dead to us because although she helped us set this place up, she was like, oh, but you guys have to subscribe to my streaming TikTok channel. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. You don't have anything interesting to say. And she was like, I just set up your apartment studio. And you think I have nothing interesting to say? And I said, yeah, because everything you just said right now is super uninteresting because Conrad's on his phone right now.
I'm keeping up for the show.
Peeling back the teeny tiny curtain in our studio.
Yeah, it's more of a shower curtain.
So what does OJ stand for?
Orenthal Jorgen. Orenthal Jorgen Simpson.
I think it makes more sense that it's Orenthal Jordan because I think Michael Jordan, also being the sport person, was named after him. But this is before he was a killer.
Oh, I see. You think all sports people are related?
Some of them are.
Some of everyone is related.
Like anyone with the name Junior is probably related to a dad figure of some sort.
Yes, my name is Davis King III. That's crazy. My name is Johnson Elvis III. We must be like cousins.
Johnson Elvis? Wouldn't it be Elvis Johnson?
Don't judge my family of thirds.
I will.
That would be funny if your dad's. What if your last name was the third? It's like one word.
Oh, people do that.
THATHERD, the third, and you are the third. My name's Johnson Elvis the third.
Oh yeah, he decided to give his child also.
My name is Johnson Elvis the second, and this is my son Johnson Elvis the third.
Well, you wouldn't say the second; you would say junior.
Well, no. the rule is you're the second if there's a third.
If you're the second,
if there's a third, right?
No, like if you're Johnson Elvis, and then Johnson Elvis Jr. is technically the second,
right?
And then Johnson Elvis the fourth, because the third died.
Oh, I was like, what happened to the third?
He died.
No, their last name is the third.
No, because the third is a different name. It's the movie House rules. It's House 2, and then the horror show, and then House 4.
And then House Party.
And then House Party.
Yeah.
House Party 2, 3, 4.
Kid and Play.
Yeah, no, it's Kid in Play. You said Kitten Play, which is another movie. I love that. Kitten Play?
Yeah.
Just the little kitties that are flying around.
It's like Child's Play, but it's way less scary.
Well, maybe to you.
Very fuzzy.
Their claws are really...
Yeah. Yeah, because Kitten Play is fun while they're having fun, and then all of a sudden they're not having fun, and they bite the shit out of you.
They will use the sharp parts of their body to eliminate competition. I.e. you.
We are slashing prices and your hands and your couch.
Yeah.
Feed me.
We call your hands prices.
You know the old saying, you own dogs, cats own you. Both of you are lonely.
That's right. And then the cats make you build the White House and then free you. Little history lesson on when cats ruled the world.
The White House is just built out of whatever material scratching posts are made out of. It's the cork house or whatever.
The cork house.
The carpeted house because it's covered in that.
Well, see, that's how courthouses got their name, because people were pronouncing it wrong. You know how words, eventually they evolve.
Yeah, it was great because, every few years there'd be some kind of great flood and the cork houses would all float. So everyone would flock to the cork houses.
Well, that's why cork houses were, they're not permanent domiciles. Like, they're just anywhere. That's why you can never find it whenever you get a ticket, and it's like, oh, go to the cork house. And you're like, fuck, we just had a flood last week. I don't know where it is now.
I don't know how to measure how many knots per minute it was going or whatever sailor people do.
Well, see, that's why schools, they need to teach, that kind of measurement.
Yeah, they're teaching stuff like economics. They're not teaching knots per minute of cork houses during a flood.
Like, I swear, I need to visit a cork house way more often than I need to, use money.
I feel like there's a champagne joke in here somewhere, but I can't quite build it.
It's champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends. But
you know what? You're just a cork house sniffer. You're not even a real.
That makes me a corkasaur.
A corkasaur? Like a dinosaur made out of cork?
No, it's a dinosaur that's been corked because he's dangerous.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this dinosaur is corked.
The next one, it's just a warning.
Hey, have you ever wondered, if we lived at the same time as dinosaurs? Okay, so stay with me on this. Dinosaurs are birds, right? That's science.
Right. I mean, that's fact.
That's just science.
Yeah.
You think they taste good? You think if we had dinosaurs now,
they taste like chicken?
They'd taste good, they'd be the best bird ever. So instead of Thanksgiving turkey, we'd be like, this is our Thanksgiving T-Rex. It's feeding us and the other 500 families that live in the city.
Well, no, I'm sure by now we genetically engineer them so that they're small. They're the size of a house dog or something. You're just oh, ow.
yeah. And they bite you. It's like when your dog play bites you.
Yeah, it's they're not using their full force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't like birds as pets is not good.
No.
They're so loud and mean and gross, and they shit everywhere.
Sorry if...
and they rip your guts out with their velociraptor claw. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, birds are awful. My dad had a parrot, and boy, that thing would not shut up. It sucked.
Yeah, parrots are loud as fuck.
I mean, all birds. Like, what is the satisfaction? It's like having a fish. What's the satisfaction?
It's like having a fish that's loud and shits everywhere.
And you have to...
And can escape.
And you're like it's different than like having a baby that cries all the time because, you can't just put a pillow over it. You can, but you can't. But with a bird, you might get so angry that you're going to open a window, open the cage, and say, let God handle this.
We know, like, a lot of, in movies, people, like, smother someone or suffocate them, and, like, they die instantly.
Well, that happens in real life,
that's
too.
Not, like, that's not how it works. First, they pass out. So if you just, like, choke someone until they pass out and stop, they're not going to die. So, like, yeah, you can do that with a child, with the pillow, as long as you only do it long enough for them to go to sleep and not long enough for them to die.
I think there's a little brain damage involved with something like that, right?
Well, they're kids. They grow back. It's fine. They're like little Wolverines, the superhero, not the animal.
Not the animal, right.
I don't know if the animals regenerate. Maybe that's where they got the idea. That's why he's called Wolverine. Oh, yeah.
That's why we see so many Wolverines around. You can't kill them. We're just infested.
I hate it. They're like cockroaches.
Yeah, we got Wolverines. Dinner's canceled, kids.
Listen, kids, when I pull this out of the oven, you gotta grab it fast because those Wolverines, they're going to pop out of the walls and they're going to snag it, okay? And if your hands are still on it, they will bite you.
Visually, I'm imagining them popping out like the Critters pop out in the Critters movies. Like there's these balls of fur that they roll around and then they open up and become Wolverines.
Yeah, don't feed your Wolverines after midnight. They become Hugh Jackman. So we had a toy when I was a kid that was like it was like sort of looked like a speak and say, but it was like it was flat and you slid in different things that you could press different parts of the screen and play like different little games.
A computer.
And it was
an Apple II.
Yeah, that's it. Yep. It was an iPad Pro. Now, it's hard to describe, but it was really old. It was old when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it still worked when I was like a teenager. And we never checked the battery compartment because we never changed the batteries and it always worked. And we were like terrified that we were going to open it and there would be no batteries in it. And also, my youngest sibling, when they were super young, they had this toy that was like a rocking horse or like a carousel horse in between two wheels, so the wheels could move and the horse would stay like upright.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Sure.
Two big wheels on either side.
Yeah,
in the middle of and it lit up and played music. I swear to God, in the middle of the night, it would just start rolling, and it would just roll into the hallway. And my sibling was asleep.
Well, I mean, there's explanation for that.
It also didn't have batteries. No, I don't know. Anyway.
Did it say stuff like, you stupid bitch?
Yeah, I picked it up and I was like, that's weird. And the horse goes, you stupid bitch. Or whatever horses.
And then you just threw it on the ground. It broke. And it's like, oh, shit, that was weird.
Now, Child's Play 2, The Reckoning.
The movie.
The game.
Not the book.
Yeah. I know that this is often confused with the classic Faulkner book, Child's Play, also about a killer who puts his body inside of doll, and it's also called Chucky, and it's also about Andy, and it's the same storyline, but we are not talking about the critically acclaimed modern literature. We are talking about the somewhat acclaimed horror movie.
Yeah, I think someone acclaimed it was terrible.
Yeah, and the CEO's like, oh, looks like he had a shockingly bad day. Am I right, guys? And they laugh, and then they just throw him into the trash can.
No, because...
like, anyway, let's keep making Chucky dolls.
No, because the electrocution happened when his eyes were being put in. He said, well, I guess he didn't see eye to eye.
Yeah. And then they got to put the arms on, and they're like, "Let me give you a hand with your death." Well, not my best. I'm a toy maker. I'm not a joke maker.
No, after he put his arm on and then he got thrown through the window, he goes, "I guess he had a hand in it." He literally killed him. Why are you making a joke about this? Well, I'm also your joke writer, sir.
He's definitely not going to get a leg up in this company. Oh, you haven't put the legs on yet? Oh, well, man, that would have been great if I had said that right when you were putting the legs on.
Well, he may not be easy on the eyes, but he's got an electrifying personality.
I don't think that's a phrase.
No.
You ever meet someone and go, wow, his personality was really electrifying?
No, it's electric, like that Oasis song. She is electric.
It's like when you shake hands with someone, you're like, they're electric. And like, yeah, they were rubbing their socks on the carpet before they shook your hand.
Or they're playing with balloons.
They have the mind of a child.
That's why Pennywise, kept scaring those kids, because he would try to reach out to them in that static electricity. It's like, well, because you keep playing with balloons.
That's the trick. He's just like, hey, kids. He's actually just a normal guy. He just plays a static electricity, and kids think he's magic because kids are stupid.
You're saying it's their childhood memory that painted him as a bad guy. He was really just good old Charlie, waiting at the bus stop with his balloons. Every day.
That's why they call me Charlie Balloons.
I mean, my name is Charlie Balloons.
Like, my last name is Balloon. Okay.
Well, it's Ballons, but but it's for the kids.
Listen, when you got a name like Balloons, you got to lean into it.
Yeah.
The balloons, I mean.
My father was in sheetrocking, which was a mistake because he was killed by runaway balloons.
Anyway, but my friends call me Chucky. And see, it all fits.
It all comes back together, guys. I didn't even realize I named him Charlie. No, it's not just the end of the movie. The credits roll while the good guy sign is waving. Who pays for that? It's just always waving. Like, it's not even a billboard. Like, it looks like a billboard that should be like in the city advertising, not at the factory.
Folks, you know that when the good guy hand is waving, that all-night factory is pumping out those hot dolls for your kids 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, yes, even on Yom Kippur.
But not Octokins.
Not Octokins.
That's extra.
That's Mattel.
And when he hangs up the phone, he looks up and dollar signs in his ears. He's like, I'm set for life. Oh, in his eyes. Wait, did I say ears?
I like the idea of them being in his ears because he was on the phone. He just heard about money.
He heard money.
The hairs on his ears turn into dollar signs.
Well, that makes sense because when you see, like, oh, an opportunity for money, dollar signs. But when you hear an opportunity for money, in the ears. So that's why when you're a call service porn hotline, when you get tipped, they put it in your ear. I don't know how they're able to do it, but I wanted to make that joke.
When I call the porn site, I'm just hearing titties in my ears.
Yeah, they sound like balloons. They're just like
back to Charles Balloons.
Yeah. Well, he runs the hotline.
All right, ladies, it's me, your boss, Charles Balloons. Now, I want you to take as many calls as possible because it's like a call center where you're selling stuff. Stick to the script.
Yeah. Wait, who wrote the script? That's right, Darren Software.
He's got his fingers in a lot of proverbial balloon jars.
Which is ironic because he's missing 6 fingers. I won't tell you which hands.
It's a weird combo, though.
All right, I'll say it. He's missing an entire arm and 1 finger on the other.
Not the one you'd expect.
Different accidents.
And Senor Priest is there.
Which the priest looks like it might have been like, oh, we want Danny Trejo, but they got this guy instead.
That would have been hilarious.
Because he looks like a hardcore kind of guy.
Yeah. Hey, this vegetarian chili's okay, but I would have preferred some Trejo tacos. He had to get a little plug in there for his taco place.
Well, I thought they all were poisoned. That would have made more sense.
There's only one of them.
It was just
he only had time to poison one of them.
And it's funny because, like, the priest, he's, like, starting to sweat. And he's like,
oh, I'm sorry. I gotta go. I'm supposed to be somewhere.
The best thing for indigestion.
He's still
driving.
Danny Trejo, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go be in From Dusk Till Dawn.
4.
No, he was like, I just remembered I've got something I've got to go do. And so he really is implying, like, I got to go, like, destroy the bathroom.
At 7-Eleven. I won't do that here. It's way too loud.
Your mom just died. I don't want to compound your troubles. I'm just going to go find myself a nice rest stop area. I'm just going to fucking slaughter their toilet. It's going to be like a crime scene. Like, it's going to be, Terry's saying all this to them. It's going to be awful. They're going to need to send in CSI. They're going to need to hire a crime scene cleanup crew.
I myself will have to be detained.
My car's probably going to decapitate me from how bad it's going to be.
It's going to be Hiroshima.
I've got to crack the bull and probably kill anyone in a 15-foot radius, okay? So, if you'll excuse me, I have an appointment early at the church I must go to. Namaste, Jesus, everyone. Jesus, pray.
And the only reason why he keeps talking is to audibly cover up all the farts that he's having. As they're just like...
And then he turns around and he's like, I'm serious. It's going to be really...
And he's like, as he's backing away, he's like swinging his arms like, no, mind me. Windmilling over here.
After he closes the door, opens it and was like, again, I mean, vegetarian chili, it's just, you get it. Click.
And then he dies.
And then his head dies, yeah.
And then credits.
Credits. I knew your mom and your dad. And when your mom was pregnant, I trapped her. And then I had a bunch of flowers. And then she somehow got the cops to get me. And I stabbed her. And that's why you're in a wheelchair. Ha-ha!
I did it the whole time.
I did it the whole time.
You thought God did that to you? And then he starts convulsing and like rabies starts coming out of his...
Honam Shavai.
And then she rips his heart out.
Kalema. Abeg Vale.
And that's when the priest walks in and he sees all this going on and he goes, never mind. He starts backing out.
Never mind. I just wanted to let you know it's still happening. As we speak.
And he backs out of the room while mentioning that, like, I'm not just backing out because this is awkward, but I'm backing out for another reason.
Don't slip.
I won't. I won't tell you what reason, but be glad you can still use your sense of smell.
I won't say what the reason is, but let's just say it rhymes with shit literally pouring out of my asshole like you turned the faucet of your bathtub.
Oh, wait, I didn't even do the rhyme part.
Well, you can rhyme words with the same words, right?
Yeah.
Am I still talking to myself? Anyway, y'all have fun.
I'll let myself out. Whoops. He slips and falls down the stairs. It's like a sprinkler system as he falls down the stairs.
God. This is the most we've ever talked about poo-poo.
You run, you slide, you hit the bump, and shit, oh my God. Look, we can't dilly-dolly-dooley right now because we've got 10 gosh dang movies to talk about.
That's right, 1 through X.
1 through X.
X marks the spot that will be done.
No, it's 1 through 8, hell, and X. So let's be official here. I know there's a lot of Jason heads out there who are going to go, hey, there is no 9. Okay? There is no 9.
Actually, when New Line Cinema took over, they stopped numbering them with Roman numerals, and they just started naming them 2 different things.
You know why, right? It would have cost extra to license Friday the 13th.
Speaking of Friday the 13th, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Yes, with the first movie, which is called
Friday the 13th, the very first beginning again. I keep my underwear in the microwave. Like,
that's how
I've got a backpack full of acorns with your name on each and every one.
I'll never tell.
I had a banjo for dinner. Like, he's just spouting hot nonsense, but they only caught him for a second when he was halfway coherent.
All right, Ralph. It's time to go back to your apartment studio with the crazy film fights, guys, because that's the only sane place you'll be understood.
Glass is insoluble fiber. Oh, Ralph, you and your weird diet tips.
The liberals are taking over.
We don't have freedom of speech in this country anymore because someone got mad at me on TikTok. All right, Ralph.
Okay, Ralph, it's time to...
It's the 70 or 80.
It's the 70.
It's the 80 now. Anyone listening to this named Kevin, nothing personal. You're probably not famous, though, are you?
No, wait, what about Kevin...
Yep. See?
Kevin Durant.
He plays sports ball.
I don't know who that is. Is that
a basketball player?
Kevin Durant? I thought he was like a character. Oh, I'm thinking of Eddie Valiant in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. The names are similar, right? Kevin Durant and Eddie Valiant.
Yeah, you're talking about Kevin Durant, the forward of the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, no. The Brooklyn Nets.
Hey, let's play a game that makes perfect sense. Strip Monopoly.
Yeah. You never played that? I played that all the time at home with my family. You know, because it's not just fun, family fun, but it's also a good way to keep cool in the summer.
You know, it's a rainy day. You can't go outside and play. Your dad and your mom and your brother and sister are like, what are we going to do? And you're like, how about Monopoly? And your dad, drunk already at 10:30 in the morning, is like, yeah, but we need to make it interesting. I need to have some skin in the game. And by skin, I mean literal skin.
Oh, yeah, because then, like, you know, my sister, she would, like, land on, like, go to jail, and then he would, like, he would stay her hand and go, well, you could go to jail or maybe lose the top. I don't know why
this is horrible. We're terrible people.
The town that doesn't talk about sundown.
The town that dreaded sundown?
Yes.
The town that daren't speak of the coming night that approaches and engulfs us all.
But yeah, obviously, because, I mean, how did they not sue? Like, it's not just...
Baghead? Oh, yeah,
It's Baghead specifically with a one eye cut out and a pitchfork.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did that movie get made and not get flagged? That's crazy. Anyway, the town that didn't
How did that movie get made and not get bagged? Am I right? Baghead.
I hate you and everything else. I quit. Oh, like this silly, quirky guy, and he had that little bunny, and he's like,
well, that's right, it wasn't a cat.
Because he goes, I better not let my wife find you, because she'll like skin you alive and cook you, or
that's
whatever.
Right. He's like, she'll make you into stew, I think is what he said. Because I remember thinking, like, I actually love making rabbit stew, and I was like,
do,
yeah, and I was like,
so you were looking at it, and you were smacking your lips, like,
I can already taste the potatoes and mushrooms and the thyme.
You're looking at that delicious, cute face, and like, oh, I can't wait to put that in the pot.
Tell you, the cuter the animal. Anyway, I don't need to finish that thought.
We don't need to talk about your recipe for kitten pie.
Yeah, that's true. Like cats and dogs accepted because they're smart, but
ish.
You know, we may have talked about this on the show. I don't give a fuck. Rabbits are fucking assholes, and you should eat all of them. And they shit everywhere, and they dig into your walls. Eat those bastards.
Yeah, Elmer Fudd had it right.
Now, I will say, if a rabbit is speaking English to you, then you should probably, I don't know,
pump the brakes.
Yeah, you might be having like an Evil Dead situation that you need to deal with. So, in his head, he's actually very eloquent. It's just his mouth is bad from being in water for so long.
Well, right. It's from not being able to swim.
Yeah. You know how your fingers get all pruny when you're in a swimming pool for an hour? Now imagine being in a lake for like 10 years.
Imagine
your mouth is fucked.
Imagine pruny fingers, but they're your brain.
No, your brain is already pruny looking, so it like it's like a river rock. It makes it like smooth. His brain looks like the bean in Chicago. It's like a mirrored surface.
But he has his moment with the bikers at the convenience store.
That's right.
Because he goes to the convenience store
badass too, yeah.
with the girl that he likes, and he's in a biker sandwich. They're all about to totally do what bikers do, which is like rape and pillage. And
in case you're wondering what a biker sandwich is, a biker sandwich is a piece of leather between two exhaust pipes. It's delicious.
No, it's a tuna sandwich from a rest stop that's a little past its prime.
And you heat it up on your exhaust pipe. You're welcome.
Yeah. Engine black eggs.
God. Can we take a break and eat? That sounds great.
That sounds great, right? Yeah. They're not literally black. The engine is black.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a colloquial. I mean, the way I cook them, the bread is black because I cook them until they're nice and toasty.
Yeah, I like a good black bread. I like to break
some pumpernickel.
Yeah,
I do like pumpernickel.
Oh no, it's starch white.
Yeah,
when it comes,
I just burn the fuck out of it.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like a good steak. You got to cook it all the way through.
Yeah, like, people are like medium rare, and I'm like, thanks. I'll take it cooked.
Yeah. I'm not Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. This guy, he's getting to know this young lady, and she's like, hey, if you don't mind me asking, why are you in a wheelchair? Or whatever. And he's like,
for fun.
Yeah, I don't remember what he said. He said like a hockey swimming accident. Like he was playing hockey on the ice, and then it melted, and then he was swimming, and he broke his leg or whatever. And she's like, is it like, are you like forever like that? And he's like, I don't think so. One of these days, I'm gonna
these
get out
boots
of this chair. Yeah, these boots are, because I don't know if you noticed what kind of shoes I'm wearing, because these boots, they're made for walking. And
and one of these days
he says something so funny. He's like, I don't care what the doctors say. The doctor's like, you don't understand. You will never walk again. And he's like, just watch me.
Just watch me.
I'm gonna prove you wrong. And the doctor's like, no, your spinal cord is severed. It doesn't work. Yeah, you don't have the faith of a mustard plant or whatever.
You don't have the faith of you don't have the faith of a real Coleman.
Yeah, someone doesn't have the faith of a Coleman's mustard gas like I do. And so, I don't believe I'm going to spend the rest of my life in this wheelchair. And then she's like, is everything not work? And you're like, all right, because they're going to do it. And then, Jason kills him. He did spend the rest of his life in the wheelchair. It was just not very long.
Not only does he kill him, it's almost like they went for like super shock value, because it's like, oh my God, a guy in a wheelchair got killed. We thought he would be spared. Not only that, he wheels backwards, and it cuts almost comically to a long set of stairs. That he
We like lasagna. We like eating on the go. I mean, the idea is right there.
Aren't you bored of Hot Pockets? To have a hand lasagna.
Hey, you know what is different about a hand lasagna? It's in your hand.
That's it. Like, it's not.
See, that's what's brilliant. Stouffer's doesn't have to change anything about production. They just put it in a different package, and Mom's like, all right, kids. Don't worry, I put your hand lasagnas in your lunch, and she just throws blocks of lasagnas in brown paper bags.
It's like leaking through, getting all over their homework.
And it's sitting in their classroom at room temperature for like 4 hours until they eat lunch.
You gotta look at it like, well, hand lasagna, like, how am I supposed to grab it? It's all greasy. Well, it says hand lasagna on the bag, so I mean... Yeah. You have to. Like, that's another it's another example of the market controlling the customers.
But here's how it works.
Oh yeah, Chucky, tell us.
Here's how it works. Jack Nicholson. You sell the hand lasagna, then they gotta buy the wet wipes.
Oh shit.
So you own the wet wipe company and the trash can company because you gotta throw all that shit away somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm cornering the market.
Or even the toilet company. Because
if you eat hand lasagnas, you're going to need to have a toilet handy. I'm just, for real, I think that's obvious.
And not what you think. It's because when you're done eating your hand lasagna, you're going to get full, and you're not going to save the rest of it. You just throw it in your local toilet. Flush.
It's safer than a trash can, folks.
It really, you do not want the refuse of hand lasagna in your trash. Believe me, lots of rabbits and deer will come around.
Well, here we are. It's Friday the 13th, number 7. The new blood in it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Can I have an alternate intro for that?
Of course. Yeah, that was terrible.
You mean, can I have a new delete this immediately?
100%. Yeah. I immediately regretted that.
I don't want this to be in the dailies to be looked at all.
I don't want anyone to ever know I thought of saying it that way.
In fact, give me the fucking premarital sex.
This is clearly the same producer that did the Hellraiser rap. This is not
or produced Kesha's albums.
You mean $$, ha?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Pronounce it right, $$, ha.
Oh, sorry. No, well, she changed it like Prince did.
Oh, that's right. Now it's the euro.
The artist form.
Joke's on you. Now it's worth the same as the dollar, euro, ha.
Oh, shit.
With inflation now, it's like cent, ha. Am I right? Woo!
I actually saw this for the first time as a kid. I saw it on cable. I saw it on television on HBO, Showtime, or something.
Oh, so not network television. You saw it like
I saw it on
unedited.
actual paid cable. That's right. We got to a point in our lives where
tell me you grew up rich without telling me you grew up rich.
Well, I mean, it was before it cost a lot because Game of Thrones wasn't a thing.
I remember when I grew up, we'd get excited like once every year or two. God, this is like so sad. But like when they would have like the preview time where they're like you had all the like premium channels for free on your cable box.
Oh, sure.
Because they were like, see the kind of stuff you can get on HBO. Mostly for me, it was like softcore pornography. Because I was a kid, I was like, oh hell yeah. I think I just saw a nipple.
Dude, I was very much like a Boy Scout growing up, and so I was like, oh, you can't look at that. That's bad. The Lord Jesus God is going to smite me if I do that. But I remember seeing softcore porn movies on Showtime or whatever, but like I remember this one that dealt with like time travel or something, and like I was so involved with the story that whenever it cut to like, oh, we're stuck in a jail, I guess we just have to explore each other's bodies, I was like, oh, will you hurry up and do that?
God, I gotta jack off now? I'm trying to watch a movie.
I'm trying to watch a movie.
And this is actually foreshadowing Freddy versus Jason because they are in the boiler room of Nightmare
of the ship.
The ship is the conduit between worlds.
The ship is actually called SS Nightmare.
Yeah, they should have known when they got on the ship and they were like, it says USS ship to the other side. It has a weird connotation, but it's probably fine. Seniors.
Oh my God.
New York City.
Seniors class of 80.
I like another way, aside from the steam pits and the toxic waste barrels, that they show that New York is scary, is the second that Final Girl walks into the city, these guys try to inject her with viscous green liquid, and they're like, don't worry, baby, like, the raping is better when you're high. I mean, they don't say rape, but they're like, it'll feel better when you're high. I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know. I've not hung out in New York City, but I had a layover in JFK, and mostly it was just like really nice, like Hasidic Jews and like just like travelers from around the world that were very nice.
Actually, I think this was more of a comment about how refugees and immigrants come into the country because, you know, Statue of Liberty, it's like, oh, we accept your everybody. And so people are coming in.
That's what it says.
Yeah,
we accept your everybody.
Your everybody. And people are coming in by boat. But the problem is they come in and it's like, ooh, you're coming in on the worst part of New York, which is full. Like this is the escape from New York part of New York where all the people are villains and druggers and druggers. They're druggers and joggers. That's what they call them because they get the drugs and they run away.
That's right. You are in the worst part of New York, which is called insert borough based on your proximity to borough.
You said the 5 boroughs.
Yeah.
Wait, there's more. Remember when Dr. Dad is all like, I tried to drown you, it's revealed. And then Jason throws him in the toxic waste. Now.
And he becomes Toxie, and this leads to the Troma universe.
Yes, that's what I wanted to touch up on, because we would not be here today if it wasn't.
Yep. My parents wouldn't have fucked and birthed me if this had not happened after I was born.
Look, we all know, okay, this is not part of the pod, but this is important in the movie. That's why we're talking about it.
Leave it in the pod.
No. Carol sees things, lady, girl.
Carol Ann.
Copy of telekinetic, but actually vision person.
Vision kinetic. Television.
Yeah. I'm watching the television. Oh, no, it's making me do things. No. Remember, she's in the cop car, and she sees things, and she sees whatever she sees, and then she drives the cop car into the thing, and it blows up, right?
And then there's a fade out like a commercial break.
Guess?
Literally, that scene.
Guess who she kills? She kills Miss Believes in Herself woman, mother figure, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kills her. The person that means the most to her. And what is her reaction? Oh, I'm going to stare and then go, oh, here's a puddle of water. That's right. Dr. Dad tried to drown me. Well, did you just forget? You just...
Yeah.
And almost vehicular manslaughter.
And the puddle of water is what made you go, oh, I was almost drowned in a puddle that was bigger than this, and it's called a lake.
Despite that you were in the ocean.
Yeah, like, yep, no body of water will ever remind me of this trauma, except for this puddle now that I've killed someone, and now I know what it's like.
And I love that when she turns to Dr. Dad, she goes, Dr. Dad. Like you have this long flashback, and then it cuts back, and she goes, you did that on purpose. And instead of a normal person, because after 20 years goes
He'd
by...
be like, what are you talking about?
Wait, what? He just goes, I did it for you. I was trying... And it's like, wait, what? How did you... Were you...
Just
were
like
you
every
watching?
second of every day, he's like, God, I really did try to drown my fucking daughter.
No! It's trying to say that she's kind of telekinetic like the other girl. They're like the same person, because she's like projected her flashback
She's brain
onto
fusing.
him.
She's like brain infusing his brain with waves. Oh, water. It all connects.
Oh my God. We now have brain-infused vodka straight from Jason, man. Okay, we're done.
You think you're ready for Tony the Wonder Llama? That is a direct quote. That is the weirdest thing. Look, I've watched a lot of porn, and that is the weirdest thing I've ever heard someone say when they're about to fuck someone. Are you ready? Oh, no, you think it's even more challenging. You think you're ready for Tony the Wonder Llama?
Well, I think it was supposed to be Tony the Tiger, but the censors came in and were like, oh, you can't say that.
It just makes me want to start like riffing off that, like be like, "Are you ready for Harold the giraffe?" Or like, "Get ready for Mark the alpaca."
Oh, you don't even know what you got in store for Orlando the sloth. Wait, you're going to be slow?
That's right. Are you ready for Oscar the otter? Because he'll
Slippery
swim
when wet.
That's right. He swims fast, and he is coming at you.
He's coming at you.
And he holds hands with his partner so they don't float away from each other because otters are adorable.
You don't know what it takes to be with someone like Sally the humpback whale.
Yeah, she's big but awkwardly shaped.
You think you're looking at her upside down, but she's right.
That's correct. Now, with a name like Humpback, you'd think she'd be good at sex, but unfortunately, it's a misnomer. Look, I'm trying to prep you for my weird dick.
I don't think you have what it takes to be with Eddie the jackalope.
I thought jackalopes were mythical. Yeah, but my penis has two weird horns coming out of it that are not documented in any medical record, so kind of the same thing. Also, I'm real fat.
Let's just say I'm ribbed for someone's pleasure.
That's why they call me Tony the Skeleton. Yeah, I get no alliteration. Oh, and this is after their friend, she's like, "Hey, do you mind if we use the tent for like 20 minutes? And then she should have whispered like, "It's actually going to be like 3 minutes because Tony the Wonder Llama is not really, he's really more like Tony the okay llama that can't run that much." And she passive aggressively says, "Oh, you can take it the whole night. Like, I'll just sleep out here." Bitch. I shouldn't say bitch, but like you can tell, like
that's the way she said it,
she's
yeah.
like being really nice. She's like, "Oh yeah, no, you can take it the whole night." And then probably like off camera, she's like, "Ugh, she's such a cunt."
But then her friend was like, "No, seriously, I really appreciate it because he just, I say 3 minutes, but like a lot of the time is just him explaining why he can't get it right."
Honestly, it's like 2 minutes of sex and 30 minutes of animal metaphors.
And then he has to confirm that it was good. And I have to say it was, because if I don't, it's a whole another hour of just like metaphors. I have to just say it was really good. It's time to sleep now.
It's just easier.
Because last time I said, no, it was okay, but it could have gone a little longer. He said, "Oh shit, well then Tommy the tortoise is gonna bring it."
I every time have to find a new way to say like, "Oh, but Polly the pretty pussy is worn out and it's time for her to crawl into bed." So she has to say good night to Perry the platypus. That is from a kids' television show.
It's time for her to find a new Harry the Hermit Crab shell to crawl into and find her sherbet sleep time.
It's time for Sandy the spectacular starfish to crawl and find another little Carl the Krabby cave to hide in and sleep for the night. Okay?
I don't understand. Are you sleeping with someone else?
Oh no, Jason is killing us.
And then he goes to hell.
I just want to point out that the goofy team member who dies deservedly not too long into the movie, Or no, wait, I thought he was going to die because he instantly gets dismembered, but then they're like, oh, well, we can fix that.
Oh, yeah, his
That's
arm gets
basically
cut
like getting a mosquito bite. We can like sew up your arm with
this
magic and
fucking
future magic.
guy, it's 400 years in the future, and they're all supposed to be fucking like doctors and shit, and he's all like fucking Clark Johnson in the Scooby-Doo set, being all like, whoa, Shaggy. That was his, you didn't know that was his real name? Clark Shaggy Johnson was all like, whoa, man, heavy. You gotta fucking...
Heavy? That's Michael J. Fox.
No, but that's the thing that hippies say. They're all like, oh, that's so heavy, man. Like, they can't understand.
It's your dog, Shaggy.
It's the year 24,000, and he's all like, whoa, dude.
24,000.
Whoa, dude, I can't believe it. Whoa, look at all this space dust. That's regular dust, you idiot.
Hey, you want to hit this space bong? I can put some space weed in it. Everything's named after space. It's just regular.
It's just regular. It just has a ring like Saturn.
His name was Azrael.
Uh-huh.
That
tracks.
Is the angel of death in Abrahamic religions.
Well, he was the first to get his arm cut off.
That's true. As it was said in the good book scripture.
As you
realize your arm's cut off, but you need to get it fixed.
You need to get it fixed. Go to the robot area with the ants, and they'll pick you back together. Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
This is it. It's for all the marbles. Now let's do like 10 minutes of warm up. Worn up? Instead of being worn down, I'm worn up.
That's right. That's right. It's like when the opposite of dressing down is dressing
up.
That's where you put on many layers of clothes so it goes out.
I thought dressing out was like if you get a salad, but the dressing is on the like table. It's like they pour it around the bowl. And so you have to lap it up.
Oh, you're tossing your salad? Yeah, well, that's very 2010 of you.
Well, I toss it when I'm done with it.
Throw it in the garbage.
Throw it in the garbage, yeah.
We're calling it garbaggio now.
The gazebo is now the garbebo.
It was actually invented by an Italian. His name was Arthur Garbaggio, and it was a place for his carpaccio. When it went bad, that's how he came up with the name.
I like that.
Even though it was his name.
I like that when you went for the Italian names, you did the whole like
the hand gesture.
The hand gesture
for this audio podcast.
Yeah, exactly. The Garbaggio.
That's the only way to talk. I'm still doing it. That's the only way to talk Italian.
It's the only way to talk a stereotypical Italian.
It's the only way.
It is the only way. You get a cafe macchiato.
It's okay to make fun of Italians. They're not prosecuted or whatever.
Persecuted?
Yeah, I think that's what I meant. Like,
no, there are plenty of movies that refer to them as wops.
Whoa!
I said there are plenty of movies. That's not me.
Yeah.
I
would never refer to those greasy goombas as wops.
Yeah, I calls them as I see them.
I'm allowed to say it. I'm Scotch-Irish. My people have historically said mean things about Italians.
That makes it okay.
Hey, I don't remember signs that said no Italians need apply. No Irish need apply. That's applause.
I thought it said no long hairs. Where they say
too.
And the sign said no long hair hippies.
Yeah, that's why you can't wake up, grab yourself a beard, and get a job.
No, you can't. Not in this economy.
Not in this economy. Am I right, folks?
No, not when the doors are now the stairs.
You know what? I'll show you the door if you come in here with long hair. You turn around and walk right out of it, Mr. Hair.
Mr. Hair. That's right. We have buzz cuts or bald here, okay? The less hair you have, the more qualified you are.
It's okay. This is just warm up.
Yeah, it's just for you and me. It's just for you and me.
Okay, well, then I'll give you another example. It's like going to a place where people are bad at golf and walking in with your PGA trophy and saying, hey, this is just part of my look. I carry this around with me. And they're like, but I'm bad at golf. And you're like, I didn't mean to be insensitive, you little bad at golf.
Oh, did I accidentally come into the Bad Golf Association?
Yeah, the BGA.
I meant to go to the PGA.
Yeah, which is the Pretty Great Golf Association. The two G's are just combined into one.
Well, pretty great is hyphenated.
It's one word. It was founded by Mr. Pettigreat. Pretty great.
But when they misspelled it on the sheet, they just kept it because they're like, you know. What are you going to do? It's a classic, you know, just like Kroger. It was supposed to be Roger. Like it belonged to Roger.
Yeah, Roger Albertson before his split personalities opened different stores.
And it was his split person, the Mr. Hyde side, if you will, that put a K in front of Roger to be like, they'll never know.
And that's why I will always call it Kroger.
Kroger, yeah. That's
and
what
not
yeah.
Kroger, because that's not how it's meant to be said.
No, it's not. It's disrespectful against all Krogers out there.
Yeah.
And
honestly, calling it Kroger, churlish.
Very, yeah. It's just like Ray Fiennes. You want to call him Ralph, but his name is Rafe. He will correct you.
I'd love to meet him. We're talking in here. We hear a knock at the door. Hey, guys, it's Rafe. Oh, my God. That's all it took to get you here?
Holy crap. And you're not – you lost your British accent.
He's not British. He's like some other weird country.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's Welsh.
Oh, that's way worse.
Yeah. He has his own language.
It's English. It's just spoken real weird.
Yeah, it's that dialect where like you hear some words. It's like when you know some Spanish and you hear people talking in Spanish. It's like, oh, you said tomorrow. What are they doing tomorrow?
Are you ready for this? You ready for this?
No.
Okay. A horror movie that takes place at a language school, and it's called Dialect.
Yeah, that's your pitch. Dialect.
No one knows. No one can communicate with each other. They're still in school. They all speak different languages. They're like the X-Men.
No, I mean, you had me on the first part because, like, that'd be interesting if nobody spoke the same language, but they all spoke different languages, and they had to communicate that there's a killer coming out. Well, I mean, there's not much. You just, with the knife, and you just got to see it happening.
It turns out the killer is Mr. Kroger himself.
It turns out the killer is all of us. Is in a little bit of all of us.
They were all killers.
That's the twist.
It's like Murder on the Orient Express, but they were all killing each other. They were all guilty of killing each other.
Exactly.
Until the final face-off, and it's like the final language test.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like they had to exchange faces to be like, oh, this is what it's like to murder myself.
Like one of them's like, yo quiero su muerto. Like, I want you to be dead. And the other one's like, I don't know,
Italian.
French for you're dead. More. And they're like, oh.
It's just muerte as well.
It's more.
Sure.
I swear.
So you're telling me that Jay Moore, his name is Jay Death.
It's not spelt the same. Yeah, Jay Moore. Yeah, Jay Moore.
I mean, obviously they had to sneak in an H in there.
It's M-O-R-T. The T is silent because it's French.
Oh, like the
like c'est la vie, c'est l'amour.
La petite Moore. The little death?
Yeah, that means orgasm or whatever.
No, it means...
According to Bride of Chucky, it means orgasm, okay?
No, it means... remember the character? It was like a French webcomic or a newspaper. What do they call those? The funnies, And it was called Le Petit Mort, and it was a little, junior death. He had a backwards hat and a skateboard and a slingshot in his back pocket instead of a wreath.
I do not.
Not a scythe. He was always popping bubble gum and saying stuff like, whatever. He was like, hey, Mr. Wilson. And then he touched people and they died. Anyway.
Let's get into it with Poltergeist
2. That's right. We're going to start. No, Poltergeist 1.
Back to the Poltergeist.
Yes.
Poltergeist to the future. It's your ghost, Marty.
Going poltergeisting.
With Walter Matthau. Oh, wait, no, he wasn't in Gone Fishing. No. That was Jack Lemmon and Al Pacino or something.
What? It was Corey Haim
and Gone Fishing.
And Corey Feldman.
No, Gone Fishing had old guys in it. It was like Danny Glover and Joe Pesci.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it is. I think it is them too. Yeah.
But I like the idea of Al Pacino. Ho! Hey,
did you get the
fish catch a swordfish? Ho! I don't know if I'm making him like Andrew Dice Clay.
You wanna throw that back? It's a jackfish.
It's a jackfish, Marty. It's your fish. We gotta do something about your fish.
What about my fish, Doc?
Catch to the future.
Catch to the future.
Poltergeist 1.
He's got to catch that fish at 88 miles an hour.
Once your reel is spinning at 88 knots per second. That's right. I know nautical terms. Also, flying jib. That's the Film Fact Fraud song. Ooh, I wish I could hear what he's playing. He's off the map. Digimon. The movie. Starring Tom Cruise as Digimon. And Bert Kreischer as another Digimon. I don't know what characters are in Digimon. I think it means digital monsters. And now your host, the monster with the most. It's Leanne Rhymes.
Boom! Welcome to the show, everybody.
Do you need to stop and get something to drink?
No, I got it right here.
Cool.
Uh-oh, encore. All right, here we go.